there, I'm back for more, and today I'm excited because I just found out that Project Cars 3 has the Nissan Z Proto, the prototype car, which I hope the real version that comes out pretty soon, supposed to be this year, I hope the real version looks like this, or very similar. I don't want them to go all crazy with, fake vents or even adding vents. I like how slick and nice this car looks. I know not everyone likes it, but to me, and that's my opinion, some people have to have their opinions, and not everyone's gonna like the same thing. In my opinion, as a competitor of the Supra, because that's what's being said, I think this car looks better than the Toyota Supra. And I do like the Supra, and I think it's beautiful, even though it has a BMW engine. That doesn't matter to me. You know what? Paganis use AMG engines. The McLaren F1 used the BMW engine back in the day. Sometimes to get certain sports cars, brands have to team up with other brands and do these things. So that's just how it is. I think the Toyota Supra was a good deal. I think it's good that they made it, even with the BMW engine. I don't know how they're selling, at least here in Canada. It doesn't look like they're selling very much, but I think that has to do with the steep price, because it costs pretty much the same as the new Corvette, and I would much rather get a Corvette with 500 horsepower rather than a V6 Supra with 300 now, 300 something maybe. I just think you don't get as much for the money that you pay. As for this car, it'll be coming out, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. We'll take a look at it right now once we enter the track, and I chose my Algarve from Portugal. I've been there many times, past vacation there sometimes. It's a beautiful place, so if you ever visit Portugal, I recommend going there. This is also on the PS5. On computer, I'm sure you can get better graphics than this. This is the PS4 version on the PS5, so I can only do so much in terms of graphics. Let's take a look at the outside parts of this car. I have to get up a bit because the wheel's in front. I have this lined up with the actual gauge cluster for me. Wow, it's just beautiful. Beautiful. How do I see the rear here? Oh yeah. Press that button, you see the front. Just amazing. I don't know what buttons I have mapped. I haven't used the Fanatec on this game yet, the CSL. I've been playing ACC all the time, but I found out this game had this car, so I wanted to try it out. Even though this game is not a full sim or even slightly hardcore, it's I still consider it a sim, but a very arcadey sim, like a simcade is what they call it. I don't know, it just feels a bit disconnected even compared to Project Cars 2. But yeah, so I figured out where the lights are. Don't really need them. I don't know what L3 and R3 do. Doesn't matter. I think it's beautiful. This car is beautiful. How does it sound in game? Let's see. Sounds like a Christmas miracle to me. Alright, but let's test it out first. Alright, let's get her going. Oh man, that almost looked like a horse. Yeah, the force feedback is very mild on this game. Oh yeah. Okay, it likes to drift. I also have TC and stability control off, so I could have done a second gear there with it. I just have to increase the sound. This game has very poor sound. It's at 100%, but it's still so bad. Alright, let's get some grip and test this car, see if I can get a little better with it. It feels like really jumpy. The suspension. It's the force feedback that really messes up the game, even more so than the tire model. It's that force feedback. Surprisingly on this car, it does feel a bit more connected than with other cars. Man, this car is a dancer. I'm trying to drift, but I'm not a good drifter. Actually, I couldn't drift at all. Can't do it. lap. Let's see if I can get some grip here and do a little better. But yeah, like crazy suspension that they put on the game. I wonder if they actually tested the car. They must have. Feels like it's feels like the suspension is like very jumpy. I like how it sounds. If it sounds like this, it's gonna be insane. I'll switch to an outside camera chase view right after. Right now I just want to try to get a proper lap with it, like a decent lap, not like a world record thing, because I cannot, but something a bit better. I don't even remember the track very well, like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Come on. Very jumpy, that suspension. But I am liking, like, you don't feel the road. The road itself you don't feel. But in terms of like the weight to the steering, you are feeling it. So I think it depends on the car. When Slightly Mad programs when they program the cars, I guess on this one they put a little more into the force feedback. It's just the road. There's no force feedback on the road. Like, you don't feel the bumps. Not like ACC or even, you know, even GT you can feel some. Or AC you can feel, like, you can, the original AC you can feel everything. Like ACC as well. But here, you have the force feedback on the turning, but not so much on the road. Or almost nothing on the road. Like there's no bumps, there's nothing. Like right now the wheel's like just a slight vibration and that's it. That's what you get. I think I'll take it to the Nordschleife, even though I'm driving like a jackass. Drift worth shit, I can't do it. Yeah, let's switch cameras, see how this looks in chase. Man, it is a beautiful car. Like, I think it's so beautiful. Just so slick, so simple. Like, man. I keep telling myself one day I want to get a Corvette or something. But, I don't know, man. This car out there, even though it's not as powerful, I just like how nice it looks. Definitely, I prefer this design over the Supra. 100%. I don't usually play on chase cam, but I can see how some guys get better times. Beautiful vehicle. So it is said that it will most likely have 400 horsepower. Man, my driving's horrible today. But, well, I guess I haven't played this game in forever. It feels very different from ACC, like, very, very different. If you guys haven't tried ACC, it's very realistic, feels very good. This feels nothing like it. It's fun. I still find this game fun, regardless of what Slightly Mad did, so I'm hoping they fix it on the next title. Project Cars 4 has to be a good sim. Because I enjoyed Project Cars 1 and 2 a lot. Even though 1, I played that with a controller at the time, it wasn't the easiest thing to do. 2, you were able to tweak the controller, and then once I got the wheel, it was super fun. This one, it was made for the controller, I guess. Alright, so testing it out on this track. Very bouncy car. Very, very bouncy. But, you know what? It's actually fast and it is fucking beautiful. I really like how it looks. But let's head out of here and let's take a look at the Nordschleife with this car. Now, I don't know, without traction control on, I don't intend to put it on. But I could always try and see what I can do with it. Alright. Like, look how beautiful that car looks. You could always change the color too. If I want, I could go with a good old, I don't like that. That looks slick. That looks nice. I'm not a fan. That is pretty sweet. This is sweet too. Simple but sweet. I like this too. Not a whole lot of options, but this is by far what I prefer. We also have, I believe there's a GT3 version or something. I have to peek over the wheel if I want to see it. Well, it's definitely not a hypercar. GTC, maybe. Ooh, what's this? Ooh, they got the Sprinter here now. Oh boy. GTB. Thought I saw in the trailer. I thought I saw like a GT3 version. Oh, there it is. Got a GT3 version of this too. Not a whole lot of paint jobs to choose. But I want to take, whoops, wrong place. I want to take the regular version to the street and see how that goes here. I'll just go with the traditional color. There's a fuck ton of tracks this game. Alright, there we go, Nordschleife. And let's go crash this big boy. Actually, let's make sure this is not on race. I just want to... Let's go. Let's go. Probably going to crash a lot because this car likes to dance. And that suspension is pretty crazy. It's like bouncy, bouncy, up and down. Like when it took off, it was like a horse. It was like I was riding a horse. It was like, whoop. Pretty fun, pretty fun. Let's see, let's see. Man, I wish they at least tried to tweak the force feedback a bit, make it better. I just wish they did that. Alright, Bilstein. And as you can see, like I said, all those things are off except the proximity indicator. That's more for the racing. But, whatever. Alright, look at this. So nice. What a beautiful car. This camera might not be the best, is it? It is? Yeah, man, it looks like the way I have the wheel lined up, it has like the gauge cluster. I wonder like if I could show this. Yeah, there you go. That's how I have it lined up, so it's pretty sick. Pretty sick. If this on a triple screen would be a lot crazier. It would look a lot nicer too. You would have the whole car wrapped up. And I do intend to do something like that in the future, but you know, COVID's here and you gotta save money right now. Because my car actually is gonna cost me another $1,000 tomorrow because I got a screw in the tire, but it's in the shoulder of the tire. So it's a place that you can't really fix. So I went to this place and they're like, it was like 8 o'clock, so that was the only place I could really go to. They're like, oh yeah, we'll fix your tire. Yeah, $30. I'm like, okay, cool, nice. So I'm walking around the store, next door, and he calls, come here. I come and he's like, yeah, your tire's not fixable because it's in the shoulder that screw is. I'm like, shit. And he's like, well, and the only tire we have here is like $500 a tire. And I was like, 500. I said, I put one of these tires on the car because the sidewall got cut once by a rock that hit it. Surprisingly, I had the car for 2 weeks. I was on a highway and a rock hit the sidewall of my tire, and they're like really, they're a 245s by 40 R19, so not a lot of tire on it. It hit the side, it made a cut. And when I found out, good thing it was only 2 weeks old, the car, so I was able to get a brand new tire. It was $300. I told that to the guys, like, no. I was like, yeah, don't worry, I'll go to Cal Tire and I'll check Cal Tire tomorrow. So I go to Cal Tire today, and yeah, they have the same tire, $330, about the same that I paid for that one tire. $330. He said, I can get you 2 of these, but it'll only come like Monday or Tuesday. We don't have them here because this tire size is very rare. There's not a lot of cars with it. And then he added another set of tires, which are good. I put them on my previous ILX that I own, and he said for $1,130, all 4 tires on this one. So I was like, yeah, we'll go with that. You know, they're not the Michelin Pilot that costs $300, but they're like the Nokia and something, and all seasons. They're good. I had them on the other car. They were great. I'm like, Michelin is great, but you know what? Right now, I don't care. I need to save money. I don't want to spend too much. So I'm gonna go with those. It's just a matter of bad luck. And another thing on top of that is I did fix that tire for a little tiny nail, the same exact tire, a month ago. So the guy even today when I showed up at Call Tire, he's like, man, I can see you actually fixed it. I'm like, yeah man, like it sucks. And last week I fixed the windshield, rocks. You know, Canada, they pour rocks on the street because of the snow sometimes. So I had to fix the windshield as well. That wasn't too bad though. Acura wanted about $1,500 to fix it, to put a new one. I went to this place, $340. They put a brand new windshield, calibrated everything. So it's better not to go to the dealerships because they always want to charge more. But enough of that, and let's go test this thing out. Oh man, all those gauges move too. So the boost, I don't know what that's, turbo speed, and the voltage, battery voltage. And the gauge cluster looks sweet. Alright, let's go, baby. Oh, it's a horse. I'm gonna crash so bad. Man, it's so dancy. Gotta keep in mind, this is the actual road version. Woo! Alright, crash number 1. And this is where it comes down to me saying that the game is still a sim, just not a hardcore or like a sophisticated sim. It's mild. Because there's no way on an arcade game that you could drive or feel like this. Like this interacts a lot like a car. We gotta give it that. Like this is how a car mostly behaves. I think ACC and AC and even GT do a little bit better, in my opinion. But this does behave like a car for the most part. Just the force feedback and the tire model that sucks. I wonder if I could have even changed tires, but okay, right now I'm starting to get to know the car, and what a track. This is the best place to get to know a car. Because you have ups, downs, lefts, rights, you got all sorts of crap that can happen. But definitely the force feedback is a bit better on this car than it is on other cars that I've tried in this game. Yeah, it's that suspension that is pretty... Oh boy. The perks of not having traction control on. You can crash really easily. And there we go. There we go. Try to slow it down. This car was definitely not made for this track, but I'm sure they're going to take it there and try to see what kind of time they do. Racing car, so that's part of why it doesn't behave very well on this track. I think I'm gonna grab the other one and test it out after. Calm down, buddy, calm down. More active here, try to do a little bit better. The brakes are horrible, but I don't have ABS on, I believe. Yeah. I don't know what the hell is happening with those trees up there. That's not looking very good. Like, I don't know why they downgraded the graphics from Project Cars 2 to this one. Like, the graphics look worse. And I don't understand why. because it's a newer game. Usually you improve the graphics, you make things look nicer, sharper, you know, realistic. But here, it's like they went the other way around. I wonder why. Why you have to do that, Benny? Why? You destroy. I mean, it still behaves a lot like a Simcade, like, let's say that. It does. Oh boy, this thing likes to, this car I think was made to drift. I really wonder if they tested the car and like kind of used part of what the real car feels like and try to bring it into the game. I like the sound of it. Sounds pretty good. What I really want is AC to make an AC2, because I don't consider ACC AC2 like some people say. ACC is AC2. No, it isn't. They need to make a proper Assetto Corsa 2 and keep the ACC like the ACC segment as well. Keep improving on it because they keep updating, adding cars and adding tracks. Keep using that game because that game is amazing. I would say it's becoming my favorite right now. I still love AC, like the original. Like more than Gran Turismo and stuff. If I had a PC, like a proper PC, because gaming PC, I don't know, man, I can run those games, but it kind of overheats. I have a 1060 GTX in it. I kind of feel like it overheats a bit and then slows down. And then capturing on a PC, it's a pain in the butt, because to run good graphics, you have to sacrifice other things, and then you're recording. There's a whole lot. While on the PS5, I can just like use my capture card, get the best possible resolution and stuff out of it, and the frames and everything that I can maximize. Not with a gaming PC. If I had like a strong computer, yes. But I do have R Factor and Race Room, and I would like to get more into those games. It's just, it's not pushing me to use the laptop. I have it hooked up to my 21:9 34-inch screen monitor, so it looks sick, because I would have that expanded screen, right? The field of view would be insane. But I don't know, I prefer this. I'm driving like shit, so feel free to complain about it in the comments, but I don't care, because this is a test and I've been playing ACC, which feels much different, and it's a whole different type of cars. I'm actually finding the cars in ACC a lot easier to drive. I do, in my opinion, believe that Project Cars 3 did really well with the sounds. The car sounds, to me, sound pretty good. Like, even comparing sometimes with real, like the real version of the cars, real life cars, it's pretty close. I still think Assetto Corsa 1 and ACC do a better job at the sound, but Project Cars 3 does a much better sound than, for example, Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo Sport, the sound, you have multiple cars that have the exact same sound. And I don't like that, because it's like, come on, put more effort. Try to get those sounds, like the realistic sounds, and I'm pretty sure GT7 is probably going to have the same problem. They need to get the actual sounds of the cars. I don't like that generic sound that's on every single car, or multiple cars have, like the Mazda, you know, that Mazda RX Vision or whatever, sounds the same as like the Volkswagen Golf Vision, whatever, you know. I don't know if they actually sound the same, but I'm just trying to compare cars. A lot of cars in that game do sound exactly the same. So let's see how many decades it took me to do a lap on this. 8 minutes 13. 8 minutes 18. Okay, let's try to do a proper lap now. See if I can cut some time off there. Now that I got a lap in, I crashed like, what, a couple of times? Maybe more? Minutes is not too good, but I mean, well, with these cars, I guess it's not horrible. You can tell it's not a race car, and it loves to drift. No TC on doesn't help my case as well, obviously. I'm gonna slow down here because this is a little bump that likes to make your car fly. And I'm gonna fly out of the track. There we go, we're moving. It is pretty fast, it just loves to drift. It's insane how much this car loves to drift. That's the thing too, this game is pretty fun. I'm not a fan of the career mode, and multiplayer, forget it. I did one race and I was super mad because I qualified first with quite a better time than everyone else on my very first race. Got in, and it was the Monza, and you guys know that first chicane there, the really tight one? They were all going straight on it. All of them. So I was like, yeah, whatever. So like a lot of guys ended up with like 20 seconds more than I did on the final time. And I thought to myself, oh, well, they're all going to be disqualified or take a massive penalty, and I'm going to end up winning the race because I did clean laps and I deserve to win. No, the game doesn't penalize them for cutting that chicane. So I was like, well, I guess that's the last time I'm going to do multiplayer on this game. I don't know if it was fixed eventually, but that sucked. It was like, what's the point of racing if you can just have guys cheat? Guys that'll just go straight. So, yeah, it's fun to go do laps. I find it. The game is fun to go do that, nothing else. I don't think racing is very fun on the game because the AI crashes into you and they kind of take the whole street. They don't really have a driving line as per se. Like, you know how racing you follow a driving line, or most racers they take the same driving line and they only pass when they have to. On this game, the AI is all over the track. So you have to like dig your way around or shove them out of the way, which sucks. It's super unrealistic. And then the career mode sucks. It's just repetitive, and you know there's no lengthy races. They're all short, 3-4 laps, 2 laps. Not fun. Now the fun part is you don't really have to go through the career mode to unlock the cars. You can just go to the create event like I did. You press square and you use any car that you want. You can basically rent a car. The only thing you can't do is do upgrades on those cars, but I don't really care because I want the real deal or whatever is closest to reality. Anyway, so yeah, that does it for me. So for me, this game is just fun to pick up a car, get into a track, go test it out, see what I can do, and that's pretty much where it ends. I hope Project Cars 4 fixes that and they just absolutely crush it, you know, because it was sad for me to see the changes that they made, and not just for me, multiple people. There's Project Cars groups that prohibited people posting videos of this game or even mentioning it, and I understand them in part. It's like, you know, you created your fan base with the product that they got used to, and it was like, you know, realistic enough that people really enjoyed it, but then you go on a direction where you I wouldn't even say that they made it arcadey, like fully focused on arcadey. I want to say that they tried to make it almost like an app, like a phone game. That's how the menus and everything feels to me. It feels like I'm playing CRS or something, and I don't like that. I like the you know, the nice menus. Like Project Cars 2 had a beautiful menu, you know, beautiful interface. You feel like it's nice and polished, very nice looking, very classy. You get into this and you're like, Did I get this from the App Store or Google Play or something? And then the graphics got downgraded, another problem. Just a whole lot of things that, you know, they should consider for their future. You know, because if you fix the next game and you make an absolute good sim, people will come back. I know they will. You know, all the people that love Project Cars 2 and Project Cars 1, those people will come back. I still haven't given up. Like, as much as I have to admit that I don't like this game as much, or not even close to as much as I liked Project Cars 2, I can say that I still have fun coming in and taking a car for a rip. It is what it is. Not everyone feels the same, but that's how I feel. I still have fun. Do I enjoy it as much? No. Do I enjoy it 50% of what I enjoyed Project Cars 2? Yeah, 40, 50. You know, Project Cars 2, I kept coming back because I play a lot of games. Not just racing games, but like shooters and stuff, story games. And I usually come back to the racing games after I finish a game. I just actually finished Control, and I was like, oh, what am I going to play? I'm going to go back to ACC, and then I saw this package came out, and I was like, oh, I'm going to test the Z. I want to test the Nissan Z, because holy shit, is it a beautiful car. And yeah, like I was saying, after I beat those games, I would always, you know, kind of come back to Project Cars 2 and spend more time, while on this one, I just came back today because this car is here, or else I probably wouldn't bother. But it does, you know what, this car does feel a lot more connected to the road than a lot of the other cars. It does like to drift quite a bit. But I do want to bring the GT3 version, or the GTC as they call it here. I want to bring that one just to see. I think I'm going to be about 8 minutes by the end of this, unless I crash again. Another good thing with this car is it is a standard vehicle. It comes in standard. I don't know if they're going to release an automatic at all. But if it comes in standard, like, I would be down to even buy one. Maybe not now, because my son is going to be born in less than a couple of months, so there's a lot of costs that I need to cut. And I did order a RAV4 because I wanted more space, but I think I might cancel my order and actually keep my Acura TLX for a while. Just, you know, buy it out and keep it. Alright, so that was this car on the Nordschleife. 8 minutes, what was it? 8 minutes, it doesn't say there. Where can I see my times there, boy? It doesn't say. Oh well, whatever. But, let's go try the GT3 version. See how that drives. GTB. Alright, here we go. What's the best paint job I could possibly get on this? No. That's nice. I actually like that one. Nope. That's cool. I like this. With the yellow. I like the black spoiler better. Ooh, that one. Ooh, I like that. That's okay too. One with a carbon fiber. I like this red one too. Toyo tires. I think this is the one I'm gonna take there. Should I take it on the Nordschleife just to see? You know what? That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take it to the same track and kind of see the difference, how this one drives. Now, this car is for sure made up. I wonder where they got this GTB version, because I haven't seen anything about like, besides the prototype, I haven't seen anything about like a racing version, unless there is one, and that you know, Slightly Mad knows about and they actually deal with them, that we haven't heard about. Let's see how this one drives. First, let's take a good look at it. Now that we're here. Fuck, looks so nice. You can tell by the dashboard, like, looks pretty much the same. A little wider, and it got some intakes. Actually, let's see the front. It has like some diffusers there in the front. Alright, the dashboard is different, obviously, it's a race car. And it sounds, I would say, better. Also handles better. Oh yeah, much better. Much better handling. And this right now feels more like the Sim to me. Except for the force feedback being a bit like light. Like it's good, but it's light. In my opinion. Still pretty light. Like when you go to the sides it gets heavy, but when you're driving straight, you don't feel any bumps. It's like, I want to feel the street. That's the whole point of upgrading to a really decent wheel, right? Can you imagine if you have like a podium or something and you don't feel those bumps? It's like, the podium's like 2,000 US. Something like that. I might be wrong. I know it's more than 1,500 for sure. And I don't know if that includes the wheel with it, like the rim. Yeah, so far this car drives a lot different. Sounds a lot better too. Might actually get a clean lap with this one. Really good. Very powerful. Here. Not great, but good enough. I'm going to do this very tight curve. Sounds really, really good. Without traction control or anything on. This one's being a bit more fun than the other one because this one's actually drivable. The other one, I don't know, having traction control and stuff off kind of makes it too drifty. Maybe if I intended to go drifting, maybe it would have been a good thing. I don't even know how to drift, so whatever. But maybe if I did turn on those assists, traction control or stability control, maybe it would have been a bit better. Maybe I'll try at some point. We'll see. I don't know how many times I'll actually come back. I might actually make a series of you know, just laps with different cars of this game at the Nordschleife, but just every day, different lap, different vehicle, different time, obviously. I always take take the outside part there because that tilted side sometimes seems to get the car to slide out. I should have downshifted a bit more there. Alright, here we go. Yeah, this one doesn't want to drift at all, which is great. But I mean, it's the type of car too. This one's a race car. Tight curve, and let's go. And they need to, I hope they update and put like some road effects. Oh boy. I got out of the track there a bit. And I almost slid there. But yeah, I wish they improved the road effects on an update, like just add them in somehow for the wheel. Look at the first feedback right now. Alright. Like you have it, it's just the road effects are garbage. And the actual road version of the car is faster too. I think I did like 270 or more with it. This one's stuck at 260. 270. Does brake like brakes really well, I'll tell you that much. So I shaved off about 30 something seconds, I guess, from the lap I did with the other one. Yeah, so that is it for this. Pretty cool, I gotta admit. Like, the car is beautiful. I just really wanted to test that car in a game. I was like waiting, like which game is gonna put the Z Proto on first? And of course, Project Cars 3 seems to like get all these new cars, like the Ferrari, the the 935. This is the only place I could find it. I just kind of wish the game was better in terms of like simulation. But regardless of that, it's super fun. The regular version is fun, but I played without assist, so it kind of made it drifty. This one is really fun, this version of the car. Very, very fun. Worth trying in my opinion. And I'm going to go test out some more cars, make some more videos. But this is this one, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please sub, like, and I'll be around. I'll post more. I am getting more views now, so that's a good thing. And thank you for the ones that keep tuning in and watching my videos. So I hope you guys stay safe and have a good one.